Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. If you can't hear me, if it's just blank and you can kind of see my mouth moving, there is the Q&A section. If you're having trouble or anything with tech or with the sound or anything like that, just let me know. There on the left-hand side, you will find that there's a Q&A section. So any questions you have throughout the webinar, we've got a sheet and we've also got Connor in the background, and they can answer any questions that you have in the Q&A section. So don't be afraid to just pop anything in there throughout the webinar. So today we are continuing our ham sandwich sessions. So today's would be on the SHX multisensory room. So this is a 3-part series. So today is part 1, and we're just going to basically take you through the SHX system and the Luminea corner briefly as well. And then tomorrow we'll be going through the different activities that you can do within the actual SHX system. And then the final one, the third one, will be the alternative ways to access. So the different access methods. So I'll briefly touch on that today as well. But also as well, we can, we'll be going through them in more detail on Thursday as well. So I'll get cracking here now. Hopefully everyone can hear me and everything is okay. As I mentioned, the Q&A is on the left-hand side anyway. So with the SHX system, so the SHX system, I'll just go to the next slide there now. We have the SHX multisensory room system. That is our unique multisensory room system that we have. So the SHX system, it's a fully immersive room, which I'll go through in a while. So just before I do go through the room, just to, I suppose for people who don't really know me, my name is Michael Brazel, and I am with SafeCare over 2 years now, and I am Client Solutions, and I work in the areas of cognitive, AT, SHX systems, the Luminea, and the environmental control side of things as well. So I suppose we get cracking on the SHX. So as I mentioned, it's a fully immersive room, and you can feel the senses basically through the SHX room. So once you step into the room, it's not just that you're, I suppose, going over to a bubble tube and switching it on, or going over to a fiber optic and switching it on. You're actually going to be fully immersed within the room. So once you step in the room, and from the press of a button, you have different senses. So you have your sight, sound, vibration, touch, different aspects as well, all at once if you want to, or individually as well if you want to as well. So it's fully customizable, which I'll show you in a while. So as you can see from the image here, you've got different kind of areas. So you've got your bubble tube in the corner, you've got your projector, we've got your fiber optic, you've got your button 6, which is your control button, you've got a tablet, and you've got the dice. So there's lots of different access methods within this one here now. So it's immersive, it's interactive, and it's customizable as well. So I'm just going to show you a quick video on the SHX system here now, and this will just give you an idea basically of once you kind of go in, how immersive it is and how you can interact with the actual sensory room.
SHX system, created by the firm BJ Live, is a step forward in the field of multisensory environment. It combines all the classic elements of a sensory room, such as bubble tube and fiber optic, with others like projections, lighting, and vibration. The chances of creating immersive environments are unlimited and can be adapted to the users on each occasion. The users can also have full control of the room and be the lead actor within the environment. One of the main purposes of SHX system rooms has always been to favour interaction. In an SHX room, the user can interact by using an Android tablet, an iPad, or simple items like dice or a remote control with big buttons. Another advantage this system offers is customization. All the content in the room is editable. Every element can be changed, from the projection seen on the screens to lighting, sound, and so on. Whole new environments can easily be created in just a few minutes. You can make a forest, a relaxing seaside location, enjoy a roller coaster ride, or you can even play YouTube videos accompanied by all the elements in the room. SHX rooms stand out because they give you the gift of working easily and simply. You can attend to and help several participants at the same time and work on so many therapeutic goals. For cerebral palsy, for example, therapists can work on fine and gross motor skills and proprioception. For people with dementia, memory and emotions can be handled. For people with ASD, attention and interaction can be developed. And you can also do activities for young infants to cultivate first skills and experimentation.
Okay, so you can see that from that video itself that actually brings you into, they kind of really demonstrate how immersive it can be and how, you can really kind of customize it from a basic room itself. So if you were just going in and focusing on one aspect, for example, maybe it's just the bubble tube and you want to play with, maybe the flops of the bubbles, and you also want to change the colors, or to even, incorporating the bubble tube along with the fiber optic, along with maybe even a vibroacoustic element as well. So you can really have as little or as much as you want within the room itself. And you got a quick glimpse as well. You saw the kind of editing side of things as well with the customization. So there is lots of different templates that are available on the software already. So when you actually do get the SHX system, you already have pre-programmed different topics and different kind of sections. For example, you could have nature ones, you could have transportation, and you could even have colors. And then you could even bring it to your own kind of side of things where you can customize your own scenes. So you could have your own YouTube video along with your own music, along with your own, you can have it so that the vibration comes on at specific times, or maybe the lighting changes colors at different times and things like that as well. So that's just a quick glimpse of the actual video. So I'll just go on. So you'll see here now, as I mentioned, it is fully immersive. So you can really step into it. And that's what sets us apart from, I suppose, other sensory rooms that you might see where, you can have to go in and turn on the switch for the bubble tube. You can press the on and off maybe, and that's about it. But whereas with this one, you can really interact. So you can use multiple different access methods, whether it's a dice, which you can probably see from the corner here, the button 6, which is also the controller as well, a tablet, or even just a simple switch for on off as well. So, say for example, if you were, working with colors, you could have it so that you're, pressing the switch every time. Even with this one here, you've got the different colors. So each color represents the specific, scene that you press on the actual screen itself. So it's user controlled as well. So what we mean by that, so as you see here now, the dice itself, so the user can roll the dice and that will actually select the scene. The user can also press the switches as well. So you can have the user control it, or else, I suppose the teacher control it as well. So it's really immersive in that sense that, it's really including the user to actually be able to use it. For example, there's also the new element of proximity as well. And the proximity as well incorporates maybe a toy giraffe, for example. And if we select the toy giraffe, we just have to have the physical toy giraffe. And when we place this down on the little tray, automatically the information about that giraffe will actually appear on the screen. So that's with the proximity sensor. Then, as I mentioned, it's fully customizable. So you could have it. So there's already scenes built in. And let's take, for example, the scenes that we have of, for example, nature. And with the nature scene, what will happen is that the dominant color of the nature scene, you would imagine, is going to be green because maybe you're in a forest. So there's a lot of trees. And what you will find is that the room might light up green, and maybe there's a blue sky. It might change to blue as well. So then you have those particular aspects. But then maybe, for example, it's going to start raining. So you're in maybe a David Attenborough kind of a documentary. It's raining now, so the soap bubble machine will come on just to kind of incorporate that rain effect. And maybe then it becomes windy. Then we have a fan in the room, and the fan can also blow as well towards you, so you have that air effect as well. And maybe you have the scene of an elephant stomping on the ground. You also have that vibroacoustic element as well. So maybe you feel the vibration through the ground of the elephant stomping as well. So that's how it's customizable as well. So you can, really customize it to your own scenes. For example, if you had your own concerts, you can, have a video of that concert that, if someone's interested in Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift, or something like that, and you wanted to have, the sound, so you have the music going through the speakers. You might have the vibroacoustic element, because of the bass of the music. You might have, the fan going again because of the air and, blowing at you as well at the concert, and things like that as well. It's scalable as well. So the great thing about it being scalable is that you can start from the very, very basics. So you can start from even just having the SHX system itself and incorporating maybe just a bubble tube or a fiber optic. And you can really build. So you don't have to have everything at once when you first go for a sensory room like this. You can have the very basics. And as you go along, you can add in more and more elements. So for example, you could have, just that bubble tube. Then, later on, we might want to incorporate the fan. Then later on, we want the soap bubble machine. And maybe later on, we want some stars as well on the sky. So you can really incorporate as you go along. So it's not something you have to buy all together. You can add and add and add and add as time goes by. The custom designs as well. So with the actual sensory rooms, you can actually get a custom design done. So at the point of, inquiry with ourselves, if you're looking to get a sensory room, what we can do is we will speak to you, and I'll show you more about that in a while. We do have a form on our website, which I'll show you anyway. But basically with that form, we just try gauge, what you want to get out of your sensory room. We'll just ask for a few measurements, a few photos. And what we can do then is we can actually come back to you with a 3D design of what your room will look like with the actual sensory room itself. So the elements. So say, for example, as you can see from this picture, we've got the bubble machine on the top left, the bottom left corner. We've got on the bottom right hand corner, you've got the UV light and maybe the fan. You've got the fiber optic curtain as well on the right hand side in the center. And then you'll see in the actual center of the screen, another access method as well that's available is the mat. So you'll see there's different colors on that mat. So if I select, again, one of those colors, automatically then on the screen will select that color for me. And you'll see that will actually project onto the screen. So the SHX system itself, it's suitable for early childhood, ASD, cerebral palsy, elderly, Down syndrome, dementia, brain injury, MS, physical disabilities, and cognitive disabilities. So you see there's actually a wide range of people that it's actually suitable for. And then the benefits to it as well. And as you can see here now, the benefits are visual tracking, attention and focus, cause and effect, choice making, memory, taking turns, motor skills, communication, social skills, and counting skills. So there's many different elements within the actual software. So if you were to open up the software and look at the different tabs, you can actually see there's, counting games, maybe there's taking turn games, and also as well, there's memory games as well. So you can, figure out where things are going on the screen. So like a jigsaw as well. And as well, you can see as well, you're working with many different targets as well. So for senses, as I mentioned earlier, you have motor, emotional, cognitive, and also social as well. So as I mentioned, the SHX system itself has the SHX, it's got a central system. So in order for it to actually work, you need a central system built in. And this is where you start off. So your central system is built up of speakers, a projector to project your images onto the screen, the computer itself for everything to work, and that also incorporates the software within it, and you also get the tablet built into that as well. So you actually have your Android tablet that you can use for the software, and this Android tablet also as well acts like an access method as well. So much like having the dice or the button 6 as well, the tablet would incorporate the same thing as well. So if you can see from the image, you have different images of a bubble tube, and that's so you've got red, green, yellow, blue, orange, white. You've got the flop method, and you've also got automatic colors. So as you can see here now, this is a 9-button screen, but you can also incorporate, and you'll see it with different scenes as well, that you have a 6-button scene. So much like what you see with the button 6, each button corresponds to a particular scene that you would select. So if there's only 6 buttons on the screen, these are the 6 ones you select. And also on the tablet, those are the 6 that you'd select as well. And as you can see from the dice would have 6 sides. Again, that would be the 6. So as you can see from the images below that, you've got the feet for tickling, you've got the hands, you've got the pinching, you've got the hugging, you've got the combing, and I can't make out the last one, but you've got the hand as well. So you'll see there's 6 on each screen. So no matter what you're doing, if you're pressing the button 6, rolling the dice, using the tablet, you've got 6 on each scene there basically, and you can choose which one then based on whichever access method you want to use. So if you had a few different access methods in the room, each one of those would work. So if you wanted to roll the dice once, and then maybe use the mat next, and then maybe use the tablet next, each one will select one of those scenes for you. So going back to the SHX system, this is where we start off, okay? So you have that system, you have the tablet, the projector, and the speakers. And the next step then is to add your access method. So although you have the tablet already as an access method, you could keep it as that if you wanted to. But as I mentioned, you can add in those extra access methods. So you have the proximity, which I mentioned was basically having a particular element. So it could be a photo. Maybe you're working with someone who has dementia. You could have a photo of someone, and basically you put a code on the back of that photo, and when we place the photo down onto that tray, that image will then display onto the projector, and you might have some information about that person. Oh, this is your mom, your dad, or maybe this is your brother, your sister. So that photo will come up then, and you'll have that information, and the system will speak that information for you. The next one then is the SHX button 6, which you'll see from the back here. And again, that is your access method. So you can press them slightly, or you can even bang down them as well. So you can press down as well. It's a very durable device for that as well. You've got the SHX die, which we have from the back here. You roll that and it selects your different access method. You have the SHX mat. Again, you step on that. Or you can even have the simple switch, as I mentioned as well. So that could even be just an on, off, or automatically as well. You can have it so it's rotation. So maybe, you know, you don't know which one it's going to select next. And when you press it, it could be one of the 6. So you could have it at random as well. So these are your access methods. So your first step obviously is having the system. Then we choose our access methods. And the next step then is having, oh, apologies, actually going back to access methods. You also have the new control options, which are using an eye gaze device. So for any eye gaze users, you can now access it through the softwares of Grid 3 and also Communicator 5, or also just using simple eye gaze software like GazePoint through the actual software of the BJ Live company themselves. So you have that new access methods as well of using the eye gaze. Then we have the picking the lighting elements. So here you'll see that you have different lighting elements. For example, you've got the Luminea lighting, which is basically your LED lighting around the ceiling. We've got the Luminea tube, which is your bubble tube, your UV spotlight, your curtains, which will hang from the ceiling, your Luminea fiber optic tube, which you could have coming out from your bubble tube as well. So you can actually hold that and feel that. And you've got the Luminea lamp as well, which you can have in the corner. And again, that will interact as well with all the system, all those lights. Then you've got your special effects. So much like I mentioned a while ago, you've got your fan, basically. So the fan will blow, you know, once you select that within your scene. You've got your SHX stars, which will shine on the sky. So maybe you're working on the nighttime scene, they'll shine up. You've got your SHX fireball. We've got the Luminea planet, which you'll see as well. These will all change colors. The soap bubble machine as well, which we can have as the rain effect maybe. And you've also got the SHX voice kit. So if you're working with sounds as well, for example, we could use the microphone to, you know, change the color to red by just making a sound into the actual microphone. And then finally, we've got choosing your furniture. So you can have different elements of furniture as well. And you can see these can be both non-vibroacoustic or vibroacoustic. So you've got things like the beanbag, the transformable poof. You've got a vibroacoustic waterbed. You've got the snuggle bag. You've got the vibroacoustic pool, which you can have the ball pools in. For elderly or, you know, older people, you can have a vibroacoustic relax chair. That's a recliner as well. You could also have the vibroacoustic single armchair as well. You could have the comfort seat again, which can be vibroacoustic, or even it's just a simple cushion as well. You could have that cushion where you could hold up and have around your arms, and that's vibroacoustic as well. So you can also incorporate the, I suppose, basic sensory bags as well. So you see there's different types of bags that we can supply as well. The tactile bags, UV lighting bags, music and percussion bags, fidget bags, or even visual effects bags as well. So moving on. So I was obviously talking about the SHX system here. Now, I don't want to confuse anyone here, but as I mentioned, you can start off basic. So starting off basic, you could even just start off with lighting. So Luminea is basically all about just lighting therapy. So with the lighting therapy, you could just start off with what we call is the Luminea corner. So I'm just going to quickly show you this video here now. Sorry. Oh, apologies. Just jumped on me there. So I'm not going to show you too long of this now because I know we're caught for time, but just quickly go into this. So just to give you an idea, so the Luminea basically works with a different app. So it's not like the SHX system. The Luminea itself, you can see that you can actually control using this app, and it's just lighting effects. So if I just skip ahead there now, for you'll see here now, the room will change based on where you are in this particular area. Or if I skip ahead more, you'll see here now, for example, you've got the rainbow. So the Luminea app itself will have different types of activities and games within it. And again, we'll show you more about that in the activities webinar. But you can basically, using this particular app, you can change the colors of the bubble tube, change the colors of the fiber optic, change the colors of the LED lighting in the room. So it's all to do with lighting, basically. So again, you can start off small or you can grow. So the Luminea products are basically, as you can see here now, you've got the lighting, the pool, the tube, the curtain, and the fiber optics. And the Luminea corner is basically the starting off point. So you could have the Luminea bubble tube, the fiber optic, the base, the app, and the tablet. So all these together, if you just have one basic corner piece, you can see here now, it's pretty much an easy to go out of the pack, basically. It's ready to go. You just have to install it and you can use it straight away. And it's very versatile as well. And that starts off at 3,250 plus VAT for that particular aspect. So the Luminea corner, as I mentioned here now, you could have maybe, you know, a lot of people might already have a static room. You know, maybe you just have one thing in the room. Maybe it's a basic bubble tube or something like that. What we can do from that then is you can add in the Luminea corner. As you can see here, we've got the Luminea corner. And then if you want to grow and grow and grow, you can also make it an SHX room. So you're just incorporating the elements as you go along to build your SHX room. So you could start off small and grow it to an SHX room itself.